Hello everyone, and in this video, I'll show you one of the best strategies, specifically the strategy using the stochastic indicator. So let's add this indicator. The success rate of this strategy is over 95%. So I'll demonstrate how to work with it right now. How does this strategy work? We see that the stochastic has two values, 80 and 20. 20 and below is the oversold zone, 80 and above is the overbought zone. Above is the overbought zone. At the moment when the stochastic enters and the two moving averages cross, we enter a trade. For example, right now we can see that we've approached the oversold zone, the stochastic is crossing, and now we're going for a buy. We trade on minute charts, but we look at the graph on a 30-second time frame. By the way, we can also look at the 15-second chart. Here, basically, you can find better entry points. We could have entered a bit lower. So let's take another look. Maybe there's some asset available here as well. We can see that we've entered the overbought zone and went for a sell after the two stochastics crossed. And let's go for the third trade. Today, my goal is basically to balance things out and hit 20,000. Here, we'll wait for the crossover and then go for a sell. So, here's our first trade. There are 10 seconds left. Let's see how the first trade closes. Let me prepare a backup just in case. $500. Why $500? So now we're entering in the opposite direction. So we went for a buy and now we're doubling down in the opposite direction. Why $500? Because the backup should be 2.5 times larger than the amount of the first trade. So we see here we have 3 seconds left basically. So we're going for a sell here, which means our backup will be for a buy. Let's go back here. Here, I remember we should have gone for a sell. Okay, yes. We can see that the two moving averages have crossed. We can see that the price is currently moving down after being overbought. This is exactly the moment to enter when you see that the stochastics have entered either the overbought or oversold zone. That's when you should make a trade. If the price is at this point, meaning roughly in the middle, you definitely shouldn't enter a trade. So, the first trade is closing either in profit or in loss. Well, here we have a 15-second time frame, so the candles change really quickly. The first trade is closing in profit, and we have 10 seconds left on the second trade. We're doing the second backup. Well, I'm showing real trading basically, so 12.50 and going for a buy. So let's analyze. Basically, let's go back. We also need to double down here. We had a sell, and now we're going for a buy. Going for a buy, 500, going for a buy. Now let's analyze this particular asset. We entered the first trade for a buy because the indicator was pointing up. The trade closed on this candle, and essentially, basically, it didn't work out. After that, we went for a sell, and as you can observe, we can see there was a rise after this candle. It ultimately didn't work out, and now we've gone for a buy again. We'll see if this particular situation works out. In my personal experience, I haven't had more than 2 backups in this strategy, so 2 backups should be enough for you. I also strongly recommend you to trade using money management and risk management strategies, specifically to trade no more than 5% on the first trade. So approximately $500 USD for a buy, and now, which is currently around $1,250 USD for a sell in total. You should also only enter a backup after the trade has closed. So as soon as the previous trade has closed, we go for the retry. There are 10 seconds left. And basically, our trade is closing too. And we have about $600 or maybe $550 left. So we keep going. Half the job is done. What's happening here? That's right, we're currently in an oversold condition, so we're entering again with the initial amount going long. Why did I enter with $300? Because, well, 200 already, so $300 is basically 1.5%, which is within the money management limits, so I can enter. Just a reminder, I'm broadcasting the trading as it really is. That is, ideal trading, when all transactions are successful, happens extremely rarely. Although you can trade using the same strategy and all your trades can be successful the first time, it might be that you need to average down once. Maybe 2 averages down like I just had in the video, but you won't have more than 2 averages down. The probability of this strategy working is 95%. So there's a 5% chance that you'll need a third average down. And although we see that we are entering a serious oversold zone, we should have gone down, so that was my mistake. While I was talking, I went long, but that was my mistake. I should have averaged down in the opposite direction. While I was speaking, I went for a promotion, but that was my mistake. I should have averaged down in the opposite direction, and now I'm probably going to pay for that mistake. Even if we're at 3%, meaning the price is extremely oversold, we still see that it can stay at this level for quite a while. Basically, that will be enough for you to take your profile from the trade. Yeah, that was my mistake. I got a bit carried away. Alright, the plan will be like this. Let's prepare the average down right away. The average down will be 1500. And now, yeah, it looks like we're going long. This is already our second average down, so we're going long. And basically we're executing it as it should be. But, as you can see, it would have been possible to take this deal with the first catch-up. It was just my mistake. You shouldn't do that. I also want to remind you that there's a link to Pocket Option with a 50% bonus in the description. Go ahead. Sign up, get your bonus, and also there's a link to my Telegram channel where I post a lot of useful information, as well as signals completely for free. So, we see 20 seconds, and again, after being oversold, the price started to go up. Well, we can trade some other asset. How much do we have left? $300. Well, we're moving towards our goal, slowly but surely. So, we're going back to the original amount of the trade. I used to make the mistake of leaving the previous amount very often. So, after averaging down, I leave what I have here and enter the trade. You shouldn't do that. You always need to pay attention to the amount you're entering the trade with. This is also very important. And when you're trading, you need to keep a cool head, meaning confidently, calmly, and steadily, that's it. You need to calculate before entering a trade. Here we see that we were now in the overbought zone. We are going down and in principle, working out this moment. You shouldn't switch from one asset to another if, for example, you made your first trade here and want to average down on the second asset. You need to stick with one asset, and only then will the strategy work. If you keep switching from one asset to another while trying to average down, then the strategy obviously won't work. So, let's prepare to average down. 750 for an upward trade. I should have entered earlier, but that's okay. I also recommend trading on larger time frames, on 3 minutes, meaning you trade on 3-minute charts. It's a more calm and measured trading experience. It's slower than 15 seconds or 1 minute, making it easier to predict price movements. For beginners, this will be a more calm and measured trading experience because things don't happen as quickly as on 15 seconds and trades aren't executed as fast as on 1 minute. Well, I mean, on 3 minutes. It's a bit easier to calculate where the price is going. If you're a complete beginner, it's definitely better to trade on slightly larger time frames. It's a bit easier to calculate where the price is going. If you're a complete beginner, it's definitely better to trade on slightly larger time frames. So we're going back 15 seconds. And we see that the price was going up here, and there's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 second left, and the first average down is performing excellently with a balance of 20,000. I'm pretty satisfied. I've achieved my goal for today, so we can wrap up the video. If you want to support me, hit the like button, leave comments, subscribe to the Telegram channel, and to this YouTube channel. Wishing everyone profitable trades. Goodbye.